In 2017, Apple did something completely out of character. They released a computer that wasn't just expensive, it was downright intimidating. Shrouded in a dark, menacing space gray aluminum chassis, packing a monstrous Intel Xeon processor, and sporting a jaw-dropping $5,000 starting price tag, the iMac Pro was born. It was hailed as the ultimate workstation, the absolute pinnacle of all-in-one computing. A machine built for the elite, Hollywood video editors, top-tier audio engineers, and data scientists. But then, just a few years later, it vanished. Discontinued. Erased from Apple's website like it was a mistake they wanted everyone to forget. Why did Apple kill their most powerful all-in-one computer? Was it a massive failure, or was it a Trojan horse for a much bigger, more sinister strategy? If you own one today, do you hold a piece of tech history? Or are you sitting on a $5,000 paperweight? The truth behind the life, death, and bizarre legacy of the iMac Pro is far deeper than a simple case of low sales. And to understand exactly why it died, we first have to uncover the desperate, secret crisis Apple was facing behind closed doors. To truly understand why the iMac Pro exists, you have to realize that in 2016, Apple's reputation among professionals was completely falling apart. For decades, the creative industry was Apple's backbone. Hollywood, recording studios, and graphic designers used Macs religiously. But by 2016, Apple had ignored them for years. The infamous 2013 Mac Pro, the one that looked like a sleek black trash can, was a total disaster. It was beautiful, yes, but it couldn't dissipate heat properly. It was completely unupgradable. Apple had essentially trapped their most loyal, high-paying customers in a thermal prison. Frustrated, high-end power users started doing the unthinkable. They were abandoning macOS and building custom Windows PCs. Apple was losing the very people who gave the brand its cool and premium factor. They needed a rescue mission, and they needed it immediately. Enter the iMac Pro. It was an emergency band-aid. But Apple didn't just want to patch the wound. They wanted to flex their engineering muscles. They took the iconic razor-thin iMac design and completely re-engineered it from the inside out. They threw away the standard internal layout and built a dual-fan cooling system that increased airflow by 80%. They crammed desktop-class, server-grade Intel Xeon processors with up to 18 cores into a chassis that was only 5 mm thick at the edges. They packed it with up to 128 GB of ECC RAM and Radeon Pro Vega graphics. When it launched, it felt less like a computer and more like a statement. It was a dark, brooding beast of a machine that screamed luxury and raw power. But right out of the gate, the iMac Pro faced a glaring, fundamental contradiction. Who is this actually for? Think about it. A true pro user. Someone editing 8K Hollywood films or rendering complex 3D simulations. Demands modularity. They want to swap out graphics cards, upgrade the RAM as files get bigger, and replace storage when it fails. The iMac Pro offered absolutely none of that. It was a completely sealed system. If a single component fried after your warranty expired, you were looking at a repair bill that could buy you a brand new car. Yet, despite this massive flaw, the initial reviews were glowing. Tech YouTubers and top-tier creators praised its breathtaking 5K display, its whisper-quiet fans, and its ability to choose